Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in this morning. And let's double check the audio first. And please let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. We will be using the question panel that is on the right side of your screen. And this is the panel that we'll be using throughout the webinar to send all of your questions, your comments about the information of eSeries. Mr. Ron, thank you so much. So we're just gonna wait a couple of more minutes for everyone to join in. A quick reminder is that this webinar will be recorded and sent to your email right after the webinar. Please let us know any comment or question through the webinar, and we'll be happy to answer them. Also, another reminder is that the LPR camera that you're going to see in this webinar, as well as the PTC and all the eSeries brand, we have it in stock in Miami, Texas, and El Paso and San Antonio for immediate delivery. So if you want a quote from your sales representative, just send him an email and we'll be happy to send you a quote right away. So I think we're ready to start. And hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, License Plate Recognition LPR with eSeries with NDAA certificate. I would like to welcome Roberto Jauregui from eSeries, who will be our presenter for today's webinar. And please, as I just saw you, please send us all your questions, comments, ideas for your next project. And we have our engineering team ready to help you. At the end of the webinar, we'll have a Q&A panel to answer all of your questions. So for those of you just joining in, welcome. Roberto, we are ready to start.
Thank you, Victor. For everyone that's joining, good morning. My name is Roberto. I will be here as your panelist this morning to show you guys about our new line of camera, which is our LPR camera. And without further delay, let's begin. So, general description of our LPR camera. The popularity of automotive applications in everyday life. Intelligent vehicle management has become essential in many industries. NPR, which stands for Automatic Number Plate Recognition, allows for the detection and identification of a vehicle's license plate number, which is a very important piece of data for searching for a particular event. The key technologies, give me 1 second. Let's move this to the side real quick. Key technology, NPR technology allows for the extraction of license plates in complex situations, directly identifying each character in the vehicle's license plate, as well as the format and number of the plate. The technology includes license plate and character detection, as well as recognition, all based on deep learning algorithms. As you can see in the operation mode, it detects, it identifies, it captures, and then that's the result on the NVR or on the software that we're going to see later. This is a brief summary of what we're going to be looking at today: the supported countries, applications, the installation, the configuration, and the product features. These are some of our supported countries. Our currently supported countries are on the left right here: Australia, Belgium, Brazil, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, France, Germany, and so on and so forth. So the soon-to-be supported areas are Kuwait, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Please note that the LPR algorithm is digits and numbers plus letters. The countries' regions on the supported list means that we have already successfully tested the license plates from those countries, and our cameras can also support countries' regions that have not been tested if the license plate from those countries contain digits, numbers, and letters. These are the applicable scenarios for the LPR camera, which is barrier control, entries and exits, traffic surveillance, vehicle management, and investigation. This is a not applicable scenario, a shared entrance and exit. The reason why this isn't a applicable scenario is if the car is entering here, if you can see the laser, if the car is entering here, this is going to capture it. And then once the bar goes up, the car is going to go. And then this camera, this LPR camera as well, is going to capture the license plate, and it'll keep the bar open. So for that not to happen, there needs to be an independent entrance and exit. Like in this image over here, the car is entering right here, the camera is going to spot it, the bar is going to open. Since there's no camera on the other side, the car is going to keep going, and then the bar will close as soon as the car leaves. And right here on the exit side as well, the car is going to come, the camera is going to recognize the license plate, it's going to open the bar, and the car is going to leave without the bar being open all the time. For the applications, it's compatible with our NVR, and it's compatible with the software NVMS. For the NVR, establish the license plate detection area. Proportion range of license plate is between 5% to 30%, and set an entry and exit directions. And you can also configure whitelist and blacklist for the LPR. For the NVMS, you can see the live view, and you can see the results of the license plates getting recorded on the right side of the screen. Later on, we'll see an image of how the results in the whitelist works. There's entry and exit time conditions, add user and vehicle information of the whitelist, like I just said, and you can check the information of passing vehicles, like I also just said. Now we're going to talk about the installation, which is the user guide, lens selection, and installation requirements. Lens selection, the requirements: no obstructions on the license plate. The lens will with automatic iris mode suitable for a wide range of lighting changes, such as direct sunlight on the license plate. Focus clearly and select the appropriate focal distance segment according to the height of the camera. And the horizontal tilt angle of the license plate is in the range of -5 degrees to 5 degrees. Basically, as you can see in this image right here, this will work as well. The 0 degrees, this is fine. This is 5 degrees, it can be tilted up, or -5 degrees. And then at 10 degrees, it won't work as well. Let me go back, I'm sorry. So selecting the proper lens according to the following table. You have a table right here that later on, after the webinar is over, we're going to send the webinar to you. And you can see the table for yourself in the application that you guys will be installing the LPR camera. And let's move on. The installation requirements. The percentage of license plate. The width of the license plate ranges from 6% to 50% of the total width of the image. The external light. Maintain a distance from the camera to the plate to avoid excessive light on the camera and obtain a clearer image. And the installation angle. It should always be at 15 degrees. Avoid vehicle light on the camera lens. Basically, what that's saying, as you can see in the picture here, if the light here reflects on the camera, sometimes it won't capture the license plate correctly. You have to angle the camera as to where the light isn't hitting. As you can see right here in this image below, the normal installation is from 1 to 1.5 meters, and then the degree and the angle of the camera is around 15 degrees. As you can see, it's looking directly at the license plate of the vehicle. And it has a recognition distance of 2.5 to 3 meters. We also have it for traffic surveillance. You can install it. Normally, it would for traffic surveillance, it would be around 4 to 6 meters of height, and then it's going to be the same angle. It's going to be 15 degrees, and the vehicle speed that it's going to get is 30 to 70 kilometers. Anything above that, it technically won't read the license plate. The percentage of vehicle license plates, the width of the license plate ranges from 6% to 50% of the total width of the image. And please note that it's not applicable for highways. Like I said, the highest recognizable speed is 70 kilometers per hour. And it can also be used to cover 2 lanes. As you can see in the images below, you can put it in the middle right here to capture these 2 cars, or you can put it off to the side and it'll still capture the 2 cars. And the recognition distance is around 15 to 30 meters. So there's a lot of scenarios that you can use an LPR camera. So that is why we have recommended configurations for these specific type of cameras. So due to the great variety of scenarios in real life, like I just said, some of which are not perfect, the configuration may vary to cover all types of applications and scenarios. When the default or recommended parameters cannot achieve satisfactory results, please rectify the recommended settings according to the scenario. And we're going to look at the recommended settings for this camera. For the detection, the key points can affect license plate that captures definition, duration, size, and area. The definition, it has to be recognizable by the human eye. The duration, the license plate appears on the screen. Area, the capture area is drawn at the position with the best license plate quality. And the recommended settings is adjust the camera angle and height to ensure the plate remains in the image for more than 1 second. As you can see in the image below. Number 2, set maximum and minimum adjustments. Just small adjustments here and there so you can actually see the license plate on the screen. And then draw the area. The position will depend on the actual scene. So this area right here, the blue area, is what will be capturing the license plate. As you can see in this image, the plate size normally would be 6 to 50. Move this here. For the detection, plate proportion comparison. So like I said, on the other side, on the other panel, the plate proportion will be between 6% to 50%. That would be the normal as to how it's going to capture the license plate and capture all the numbers and letters. As you can see in the images, which is not applicable and which are applicable. 3.4% isn't, you can't really see the license plate from that far away. In the 4.5%, you can barely see it, but it needs to be a little closer. I'm sorry, let me go back. 6.5% is good. You can see clearly the license plate from that distance. 14.8 and 24% as well. You can see it, the license plate clearly. Now, let me see if you guys have any questions.
So at the moment, we don't have still any question, Robert, but please send us all your questions about the information that Roberto is sharing with us. Any comment or idea for your next project, we're ready to help you.
As Victor said, we're here to help any questions that you may have, any projects or plans. If I'm going a little too fast, let me know. If you want me to go back and explain something a bit more in depth, then let me know in the questions or in the chat. And we'll be here, me and Victor will be here to help you out as much as we can. If we don't have any questions, I'm going to continue. All right, for the recognition. This is the vehicle database. This is going to be on the NVMS and the NVR. So you add here the license plate number. You can add multiple vehicles. This will be like a whitelist, and this will also be like a whitelist and a blacklist. You can add the license plate here and add it to the whitelist. This is your allow list, and if you can see on the comparison and regulation on the bottom, if you have a license plate added to that list, the allow list, and the camera recognizes that list, the alarm will not go off. But if there's a license plate that it doesn't recognize and it's on the blacklist, or it's on the not recognizable list, then the alarm will go off. The license plate number is mandatory, maximum 12 characters allowed. Owner's name is optional, maximum 12 characters. The effective start time is optional. The format is year, month, day. Hours, minutes, seconds. Time range is from 1970 to 2037. And the effective end time is basically the same: year, month, day, hour, minutes, seconds. Vehicle time is optional, maximum 12 characters. The list type is mandatory. 1 is block list, 2 is allow list, and 3 is unknown vehicle. As you can see in this image right here, this is how the result will be when the license plate will be captured. And the comparison result, the time, the license plate number, which is this, and the alarm list. The image adjustment. Setting the brightness in the daytime profile to a smaller value will make the screen darker overall, as you can see in the right, this right image right here, but it will be more effective for reflective license plates. So what that means is license plate that are luminescent, or license plate that have a brighter color than others. Like for here in Florida, we have white license plates. In other countries and states, they might have a light blue, or they might have personalized license plates that have a different color. So you would adjust the brightness as to depending on the scenario, so you can capture the license plate. For the gain, insufficient brightness will affect the brightness of the image, as you can see in the picture right here, 1 and 2. And for the shutter speed should be reasonably adjusted to prevent blurry images. This will be determined by the scenario. In scenes with lights, such as street lights, the exposure time is set to less than 1 in 100 and is prone to electrical frequency interference. This one right here. The image adjustment. Setting a scheduled day-night mode switch. Headlights directly from the vehicle will cause the image to switch from black-white mode to color mode. In a scene at dusk, the image quality may be poor. With infrared enabled, you can get much better performance. And a little note, at medium brightness, value is recommended. The example shows 4 and 180, but it all depends on the scenario. Image configuration in day-night mode. Day mode, the brightness 25, shutter max 1 in 500, the shutter minimum is 1 in 100,000, and the gain is 10. On night, it's brightness 5, and then everything else is the same. Shutter max 1 in 500, shutter minimum is 1, and the gain is 10. This is just an example of the brightness adjustment comparison. So for this top image right here, we're comparing these two images. As you can see, as we're adjusting the brightness, the more the license plate will show and the clearer it will show. The same in this other image right here, we're comparing these two images. The one on the bottom is clearer than the one on the top by configurations, but this is all depending on scenarios. This is our product features. Image is compression of H.265 plus. It's a 4 megapixel 30 frames per second. The interface, it has a reset button, and it has a micro SD up to 256 gigabytes, and it's PoE 802.3 AF. The functions, it's intelligent video analytics, vehicle license plate registration, and type detection. It's watermark and has privacy masks. So for LPR, is captures. It has a base of data of 10,000, and the range of the capture is from 0 to 70 kilometers per hour. For the lens, it has a motorized lens, and it's a 2.8 to 12 millimeter motorized lens. It has one audio channel for input and output, and it's IP67 rating for outdoor. And it also has one alarm channel for input and output. It's a dry contact, not a wet contact. This is the live view through the web interface of the camera or directly on the NVR. So this is how you're going to see it on the NVR. This is the camera right here. This is the area of which the client or the installer has put the mask on to view the license plate. As you can see it clearly, and it's going to give you a result right here with the license plate. This is the name that the client or the installer gave the license plate, and right here is the date, year, month, day, and the time right next to it. This is the recording query of captured plates. This is the list of all the captured plates that has occurred or has passed through the camera. You're going to see it on this menu right here. This is how the menu looks. And once you click on it, you will see at the time that the license plate has been captured. And it will give you a picture of what the car looks like. This is our mobile app. It's called SuperCam Plus or Super Live Plus. You can see on the left side right here, you're going to look for events. Then once you click look for events, it will give you this page right here. And basically what this page is, it's going to give you a result of all of the license plates that's passed through that camera. And it will give you right here, and then you can click on any one and it'll give you the details, and it'll give you a short video of how the camera captured the car and where the car was going. This is a relay activation, alarm output remotely from the mobile application, as you can see in the image right here. This is the live view right here of the camera, and you can see the alarm out run right here. You can set to whether enable it or disable it. And right now I'm going to show you a quick video of how the license plate registration is going to work. Here the car is coming in. It's going to the entrance side of the barrier. The camera recognizes it, the bar goes up. And as you can see for the other side as well, so as you can see here, just like I said, the camera is going to have a height of 1.3 to 1.5 meters. and a recognition distance of 2.5 to 3 meters, the angle is going to be at 15 degrees. As you can see right here, that's how I'm pointing. The license plate will be right here, and the camera is angling directly at the license plate. As soon as the car comes, the camera is going to recognize the license plate and the bar will open. Here, let me go back 1 second. The allow list right here, just like I said earlier, you can add license plates to an allow list, a white list, or a black list. Once you set up that configuration and put those numbers, those license plate in that allow list, the camera will recognize it and it'll make sure that it's on the allow list, and then the barrier will open. So this is the settings. Here you're going to go to configuration home, and go to event side. This is the events, and you're going to go to ANPR. Once you're in ANPR, you're going to go to the detection configuration. You're going to enable it, enable panoramic picture, and save target cutout, and then click save right here. After that, you're going to go to comparison and linkage, and this is for your allow list and alarms. Right here, you see him enabling trigger alarm out. Next, he's going to draw the area of where he's going to see the license plate. And this is the schedule. On the schedule, you can choose whether it's Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday. You can choose the time. And you're going to go right here to save, and it will save the schedule. Right here. This is where you're going to add the vehicles. Vehicle detection, you're going to click right here, add. And as you can see, he's adding the license plate right here. And this is your table of your allow list. The owner's name is optional. He just put a G. That's completely fine. You can put whatever in the owner's name. And as you can see, it added it to the allow list. And after that, you're just going to check the recognition, make sure everything's working fine. If everything's working good, then you're going to see the result right here in the NVR or your software NVMS. And I check in case we have any questions.
We do have one question. I think this is from Mr. Ron about the image, about the percentage needed to get a positive verification of a license plate. He was mentioning that probably wasn't the 24% on the image.
So it all depends on the project and it all depends on the scenarios. Normally, I would say it's between 6 and 50%, but like I said, it's based on the settings, it's based on where you have it mounted, based on how much lighting is coming in, how much lighting is not coming in. So that's a setting that you personally have to play with in order to get the perfect or a clear image of the license plate. But normally it's between 6 and 50.
Thank you, Roberto. Okay, and if anyone else may want to send us a question, remember to use the question panel, and that's how we'll be answering them. Now we can continue.
we're going to continue with webinar. So this product will be NDAA compliant, as well as all of our other E-Series products. NDAA compliant just means that it can be sold within the United States without any problems. Also, these products that are in our line of E-Series will have a 5-year warranty for every single product. And I just like to express my thank yous and my gratitude to everyone that attended this webinar. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for everything. Victor, is there anything that you need to say to the attendees? If you have any questions while Victor isn't here, I can answer them in the chat or in the questions. Also, one thing that we'll be sending you the video and the webinar through your emails. Also, we're going to also be sending you a promotion or kind of like a deal for our LPR camera or anything that's in the E-Series. We also have a kit for our E-Series brand. If you guys are interested in that, you will be receiving an email with all that information.
Thank you, Roberto. And yes, we'll be sending special promotions for everyone who's attending to these webinars. So please keep checking your email for the latest deals about the NBR and the LPR camera. And we do have a question from Mr. Enrique about, does this work with DVR?
With DVR, right now, if the DVR, well, right now in our stock, we don't have a DVR that works with that specific camera, so it's just an NVR right now. But in the future, most likely we will have a DVR capable of license plate recognition.
Thank you, Roberto. And another question from Mr. Carlos is it possible to obtain the presentation to review the details? Yes, we'll be sending the recording of this webinar to your email as well. Please keep checking our YouTube channel. This is EPCOM USA. If you type EPCOM on your search engine for YouTube, EPCOM USA, you'll be able to find our channel where we upload all of these webinars and presentations so you can review them later. We do have a couple more questions. Are entrance and exit cameras programmable for, let's say, can you put a delay on the entrance camera so the exit camera does not recognize it for 1 minute?
So in that scenario, that is why I showed you the image of those two scenarios. That scenario for license plate recognition cameras don't apply because it's not programmable. So if you have one for entrance and exit, the bar will stay up after the car comes in or goes out. That's why it's technically a bad idea to have a one-way control access bar with LPR cameras on each side.
Thank you, Roberto. And also, if you have a project coming up with certain specifications about how many cars do you need on the entrance, on the exit lanes, please send us all that information and Roberto will be happy to help you directly to check on all of your specifications of the project, and we'll recommend the best solutions and products for your project. So that's something that we do at AppCom. We do have our engineering team always ready to help you to plan for your next project. Okay, so if you do have another question, please send them right now. If not, we'll be closing our webinar in a couple of minutes. We thank you for your time here this morning, and we invite you to keep checking appcom.net on our webinar section for future webinars, as well as your email, where we are always sending the latest invitations for our weekly webinars. So Roberto, I don't think we have any other question. We thank you so much. Thank you so much for all this valuable information that you shared with us this morning.
Thank you, Victor, and thank you for everybody who came to watch the webinar.
Thank you, Roberto, and thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you on our next AppCom webinar. Have a great day.